the old saying goes, everything begins with remembering. Since the foundation of the Republic, the working class has been exploited to the bone in order to create a class of native bosses. For decades, it was deprived of their most basic rights and reduced to virtual slavery. In the 1960s, industrialization accelerated. Migration from the villages to the cities increased, and society became proletarian. And finally, the Turkish working class rose up. There was a wave of rallies, strikes, resistances, and factory occupations. Founded on 13th February 1967, under the leadership of Kemal Türkler, the unforgettable leader of the Turkish working class. Confederation of Revolutionary Trade Unions of Turkey. DİSK quickly became a center of attraction for the working class. And the capitalist class took measures to close down the DİSK and to prevent the rising workers' movement. The then Labour Minister Seyfi Öztürk wagged his finger. We will close down DİSK. Rıza Quas, one of the founders of DİSK, replied from the rostrum of the parliament. The workers and DİSK will resist to the end. When the calendar showed the days of 15 and 16th June 1970, those who resisted had the last word. Istanbul and Kocaeli. On the morning of 15th June, 75,000 workers from dozens of factories stopped production. In these two cities, where the heart of the Turkish working class beats, the chimneys stopped smoking. The workers who stopped production in one factory went to the front of another factory and took their colleagues to the streets. The next day, the resistance grew even bigger, reaching 150,000 workers from 168 factories. Although the roads were blocked by military and police barricades and tanks, the workers did not care. The workers pressed on. And as they pressed on, the barricades were overcome one by one. The bosses, who were afraid of the workers, left Istanbul in a hurry. In the end, the bill prepared with the aim of neutralizing DİSK had to be withdrawn, and the enthusiasm of the capitalist class was crushed. Each historical period carries the echo of the previous one. The days of 15 and 16 June show a lot to today, to the present generation of workers. This great resistance, which represents a peak of the labor movement in this country that has not yet been surpassed, tells us that even long periods of silence have an end. It tells us that when the working class trusts in its own power, when it sees itself as a subject, it knows no obstacles. These June days of our class, as a harbinger of a morning full of hope, call out to all hearts that bear resistance. Where dreams run to infinity, where the flowers of patience bloom, the book that never closes, for in the most beautiful place in history, those who resist always have the last word.